Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? So, I'm pretty sure I haven't done a reading for you before, so I like to explain real quick kind of how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me. They also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I try to describe the picture the best I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. This is not an exact science. Sometimes you're going to have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. She won't give me all the details. Details are none of my business. She should give me just enough so you know what she's referring to. It's her ball game. It's her show. It's up to her. And they usually tell us what we need to know, not what we want to know. Sometimes. So we're going to talk to your mom, and I see she was a larger woman, but she comes in feeling like a big puppy marshmallow, like maybe her outside, but her outside might have been larger, but her heart was just as large. She had just as much squishy, soft love, especially for you. She's talking about a Connie. Now, we kind of stink at names, so that you might have to stretch that outside the box. It's at least a female with a C name. C, C-O, or something that sounds like Connie. I don't know, we used to get names perfect. We don't anymore. I don't know what the deal is. Doesn't matter. Not sure why. Sometimes I'll just throw words out. I'm not sure why she's referring to Connie. Her face lights up and she goes, Grandma met me. Grandma met me when I left. I was so excited to see Grandma. She could be referring to your grandma or her grandma. She says, You're just as cute as a bug on a rug. So you should feel that pinch on the cheek. Um, it could just feel like somebody touching you. It could feel like somebody sticking a pin. It could just feel like a hot spot there. It could just feel like a hair that you can't get off. Everybody feels it different, so I don't know for sure how you will feel her pinching you on the cheek. And this is possibly also something that she used to do. They usually try to validate themselves at least a little bit. I think. Now she's singing Over the River and Through the Woods to Grandmother's House we go. Maybe she used to sing that on the way to your grandmother or her grandmother's house. Or maybe you just did this, or maybe you just went to your grandma's house. You were always a beautiful baby boy. Beautiful. I loved you so much. I didn't want to go and leave you alone, but you're a big boy and you can handle it. I felt like I still needed to stay here and protect you, but it wasn't meant to be. Now, what they've taught me is that we decide before we come here um, what our exit point is going to be. Could be when you're 1 day old, could be when you're 100 years old. It's kind of like when your number's up, it's up. I don't like that saying though. But so whatever that timeline is that she had already decided she would leave before she came here, she was in that timeline. And it can waver a little bit. Well, that's why I was doing that. It can waver a little bit, but depending on what's going on with the people around her and what they're going to learn from her leaving. I don't know that we decide how we're going to leave. That I'm not sure, but I think it just depends on what other people are going to learn from it. She's talking about cat scratch. I don't know if recently a cat scratched you, or maybe she used to have a cat that scratched her all the time. Okay, she's showing pushing one of those umbrella strollers. We usually don't make this all about validating her. And of course, you're not going to remember if she was pushing you in a stroller. Maybe recently, maybe you've had a baby or you have one coming, or you just push somebody else's baby in a stroller like that. Kind of cold to be out there on the sidewalk pushing a stroller. I don't know where you live. Trying to tell what she's doing something. Hang on. She kept doing something with her hands, and then she went, and I thought, oh, I don't know what to say. It's like rock, paper, scissors. Don't know if you recently played rock, paper, scissors or you played that with her all the time. She says, I win. She says, I'll win every time now. Okay. So, like, if you're just sitting in the living room doing nothing, and preferably there's nobody else around, so it's kind of quiet, sit there and play rock, paper, scissors and ask her to join you. Don't know for sure what she's going to do to let you know that she's there, and she may not show up every single time, but she wants to join in on it in some way. She says you're going to be okay. You're really going to be okay. It's going to be all right. So don't mourn me because I'm gone. Celebrate me because I lived. Because I'm good. No, it didn't hurt. You would be amazed how easy it is to go home. She's talking about that being home. You have a beautiful soul. You need to cherish that. Don't let other people put you down. You need to cherish your soul. And be all you can be. Don't just plod along in the mundane life and just blindly go through each day. She says you need to rejoice yourself. Rejoice in yourself. She says be grateful for the air that you breathe and the sky that you see. So far she's being all about you learning to love your soul, love yourself, being grateful for what you have, learning how to enjoy life, and not just plod along. She goes like this, plod along blindly and just go through the motions. She wants to see you happy-go-lucky. And then she walks it behind you. Okay, it's like she's behind me, and she puts her left hand on my left shoulder and just rests it there. You should feel that. It could feel as slight as like if you put a dish towel up on your shoulder, or Maybe you'll feel a warmth right there, or a tingling, or a vibration, or just heat from the energy of her from feeling her energy. She says, "You've heard me whisper in your dreams and in real life." So if you get that, and it's usually just in one ear, if you get that pss, 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 or buzzing just in one ear, all of a sudden, the higher the pitch of the buzz, the higher that person is. So an archangel, they shriek. When they come into me, they shriek. So, your loved ones, their vibration is a little bit lower than that. So when you get anything that you think is a sign from her, or the buzzing, or the shoulder, or pinching the cheek, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. And once they understand that you go, that's really a sign from my mom, then it kind of opens a floodgate, and then more will come in. If you want it, ask her. It cannot override your free will choice, so ask her to bring you some signs. Ask her to step in and be with you, or be in your house, or whatever it is you want. And then just trust that it will happen. She's playing with your hair. She touches you a lot. So if you get that weird little, like one time, my guy up there, he was trying to get my attention. It's like a pinprick 3 times on my chest. It went, hey, it's a little rough. You get something just out of the ordinary like that, just know it's probably her trying to get your attention, to let you know she's still there. So she's playing with you. She just fussing with your hair, just kind of fussing with your hair. So like this stuff, when a fly lands on it, I can feel it. So if you just feel something just like walking on your hair, that's her, because we don't have these anymore. So she has to use her energy to do that. So again, validate her. She loves you very much, and she said she's sorry for her fuck ups. She feels like there's a lot of things she effed up. She wished she would have been a better mom. And even if you think she's the greatest mom in the world, she feels like she didn't do as much as she should have. She says, so remember that when you're doing things in life, especially with other people, we can always do better. We can always treat somebody better. We can always be kinder. And we can always not think of ourselves so much. Yeah, I know I do it. But you're a beautiful child. And she's got all these flowers like rushing towards me. Flowers, like FLOWER. Like you've got all of these beautiful things coming towards you in life, and they're still up ahead of you. You've got a whole lot of beautiful, sweet things coming towards you. Okay, she took her foot. She doesn't have tennis shoes on. It's almost like work boots. And then she showed me a different black just shoe, but not a tennis shoe. Anyway, and she picked her leg up real high and she stomped it on the floor real hard. So usually this just shows me that she's making great effort to do that. It may not come out that loud, but she's trying very hard. So, like, if you're sitting in the living room watching TV and you think you hear something drop, like in the kitchen or in the bedroom or something, it usually never happens when we're in the same room. I don't know why. They do it to me too. And you just hear that thump on the floor like somebody stomped once on the floor. Know that that's her. And again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. She says you're smarter than you give yourself credit for. Don't just putter around in life. It's time to make a name for yourself in a good way. You have a beautiful soul. Use it for the good. And stay out of trouble. Oh, that's a mom thing. Stay out of trouble. And I love you. And she kind of goes like this, toodaloo, kind of like a toodaloo thing. I am always watching you, watching out for you. And I promise you 1,000%, she can hear you, she can see you. If you're having a problem, ask mom to help you. Just sit down and tell her all your problems. Ask her to help you with something that she was good at when she was here. I always tell people, if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in, don't be asking Uncle Joe for financial help down here because he didn't understand how it worked. So whatever she would be good at understanding or helping with, ask her. I don't think I ever stress enough about how you have to ask. Or they'll just sit there and watch you go, oh, I can't do anything about it because you got free will choice. My guides sit up there all the time and they go, Rhonda, why are you doing that shit? We told you not to. We can't stop you unless you ask. So, okay, so she's getting ready to leave, but I want you to know that I'm still looking out for you because you're my baby. And I love you. And you're beautiful. Inside and out. She said something about, I don't know if she said a cat's tail, like a real cat. Something about maybe you recently stepped on a cat's tail or something. Or if she's talking about the flower, that tall flower thing called cattail. Because the way she said it, I can't tell which thing she's talking about. Now she's walking away, she's going, I love you, 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 love you, love you, love you, love you. The whole time as she's walking. Gonna go see Grandma. Okay, with that, she's gone. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Peace.